Hello, hello. Welcome to the Peter Parker Show. How's it going, guys? Welcome back. Today we're riding the S2 dual batteries, of course. We're going to test the torquiness of the update with a long range. So we're going to see how it affects our top speed. I'm fully charged. I just lost a mile just now. So the top speed right now is 31 top speed. That's really good. There's some people saying that the top speed was affected by the update. I haven't noticed it, but also I'm riding with dual batteries, so that might make a difference. Pretty torquey. I feel like when I released the video of the update, people were expecting more, and that's completely understandable. But the torque is still there. It's just not as aggressive as people wanted it to be. It is, I believe, a 20% increase of torque, and it's definitely slow at first when you hit the throttle, but it picks up really quickly, really quickly. So it's there for sure. It's just not as aggressive as a Sur-Ron or an Onyx, or of course any of those bikes. Those bikes are very different from the Super 73. People do not realize that, and I feel like people expect the Super 73. We've had this conversation before many times, where people expect the Super 73 to be this like Onyx version of or like Sur-Ron version of an e-bike. It's not, guys. Super 73 is a street legal bike. It is legal because it goes 30 miles per hour, and that's what makes it street legal. Everybody's complaining about like how the top speed is now like 80 miles, 60 miles. That's the reason why. It's because if we want to keep these legal, they have to stay at 30. And of course I would like a Sur-Ron, and I would like to go super fast, but also the reason why I got this bike was because it's a little bit safer, because I know that if I have that speed available, I'm gonna want to abuse it. It's just human nature. I'm gonna be addicted to that speed. So I know that this is street legal, and the reason why I bring that up is because if I were to get in some sort of accident where somebody hits me, like a car or whatever, and they ask for what kind of e-bike I have, and they realize that my bike is not street legal, they realize that my top speed is way more than 30 miles per hour, guess who's going to get in trouble? Me. In fact, they might even throw away the charges for reckless driving if they realize that my bike is not street legal. So there's a lot of factors that people are not really. So we're doing the torque here. See how it's going really quickly. But we'll talk about that later. But I was gonna say, people don't realize that that's a factor when riding e-bikes. It's a big problem. So we have to be careful as e-bike riders that we don't spark this problem even more. We don't want to cause a fire. We don't want to ignite the problem even more. So the reason why I'm saying that is because obviously Sur-Rons are becoming more and more popular. I've been seeing them all the time in LA Skate, and that's okay. That's all right. Sur-Rons are cool, but they're not street legal. We're pushing it, guys. Like I saw this thing somebody posted about how basically e-bike accidents went up like 500% more than they should in the last 2 years or year. So that's a big number. 500% more, that's a lot. Of course, e-bikes weren't as fast or as popular 2 years ago, so of course that number is a little biased, but it just shows that people are abusing the e-bikes. Anyway, let me finish my rant by showing you guys how the torque actually works. So we're going 13 miles per hour now. I'm gonna hit the throttle. it's pulled me back quite a bit. And yeah, it picks up speed pretty quickly. I want to show you guys from a full stop. Unfortunately, I'm not fully charged. I was fully charged when I was leaving home, and I was at 37 miles. But when I was pressing down the throttle on that road, unfortunately, I used a lot of my my battery. But I'm rocking the dual batteries, as you guys can see. And so far, my top speed hasn't been affected, so I'm really happy for that. So let's check it out. Full stop. Look at that. That's picking up pretty fast, guys. People are saying the word zippy. I'm not familiar with that terminology, but it definitely feels more responsive, the torque. Where when I tested it, Michelle's bike, which is not updated, it's definitely more dormant. So like you can floor it, and it takes like maybe 2-3 seconds for it to kick in. But this one only takes like 1 second to kick in, or maybe like 0.5 seconds to kick in, which is still pretty responsive. And it's also, the torque I've noticed is more aggressive when you're going faster. So like if I'm going 20 miles per hour and I send it, I notice a jolt back. I feel like it jolts me back a little bit. So right now from a full stop, when you hit it, yes, it doesn't go as fast, but it picks up a lot quicker than it used to. And I'm happy for that. And look, I'm already reaching top speed in less than in less than 10 seconds, 7 seconds. So that's pretty good. I'm gonna try a top speed performance again. Still reaching 31 miles per hour, 32 miles per hour, 33, look at that, 33 miles per hour. So people were saying that you couldn't reach those speeds. You definitely can reach those speeds with the torque update. It might have to do with my dual battery. I'm not sure, but I'm definitely reaching those 32, 33 miles per hour. So I didn't lose any extra top speed. Also, you got to realize that I'm not fully charged, and I'm still reaching 32 miles. I'm not 100%. Look, I'm reaching 33 miles per hour, guys. See that? 33 miles. So it's definitely still, I still reach those high speeds. It's still happening. Like I said, I'm not sure if it's because of the dual batteries, but I'm still reaching them. This is my least favorite road to ride on, West Hollywood. It's the only thing that worries me about car doors hitting me, so I always keep a little distance between the cars. Just a little bit, just in case. I also slow down in intersections like this because of cars like that blocking the bike path. Put on your blinker, dude. You gotta signal. You gotta signal next time, okay? That was really dangerous. Okay. Yeah. Wow, that was that was scary. Good thing that I was prepared to brake. I also noticed that my brake pads are a little bit more worn down, so I think I have to change them pretty soon. I've been doing this thing where I brake really intensely for fun, and I kind of skid a little bit just for fun, but also by doing that I'm wearing out my brakes, so I should stop doing that. That's probably not good for my brakes. I have the high performance brakes on right now, so that should help. Yeah, I definitely noticed the torque, especially because this is a little bit of an incline, just a tiny bit, and it's enough to notice a difference. So that's really nice. I really like that. I probably said it in my LA Eastgate video, the last one I posted, where people were like, their torque was so powerful, and they're like, from a full stop, I was always left behind in the beginning. I feel like that definitely is not going to be the case anymore now that I have this upgrade. I'm definitely not going to be left behind as badly as I used to. Man, it is really bad over here. Okay, I'm going to lane split here a little bit. Okay, good thing that I have an e-bike, because if I was a car I would not be able to do that and beat all this traffic. I hope you guys can hear me okay. I've been having some trouble with the mic. I'm not sure what the problem is, but I noticed when I do the chin mount, it's a lot harder to position the mic on me so you guys can hear me. So I've been trying to figure out a place where to put the mic where you can actually hear me. I also noticed when my visor's down, it muffles my voice quite a bit. So I've been trying to work on that as well. Yeah, I know this video is not a torque update video, but I'm going to be talking about torque update a little bit on this video. Hopefully you guys can see the difference in the way that I ride. I can't just ride Michelle's bike and then my bike to kind of compare. I kind of have to do my bike, and you're gonna have to take my word for it. But for sure, it's very responsive. You can. I don't know if you guys could see that from the stop sign, but I took off much quicker than I usually do. And like I said earlier, it's more responsive when I'm at higher speeds than when I'm fully stopped. I think the reason why they did that was to protect the motor. They didn't want to strain the motor too much by making it go too fast when you floor it. So they have that little pause in the beginning when you hit it, where it slows down, where it picks up slowly, and then it goes faster once it reaches a safe level for the motor to go faster. So I think that's the reason why they did it. But I also notice it jolts me back when I'm going over 10 miles per hour. And I got one or two comments complaining about how the torque is not as good. Those hills should have been tackled a little bit better. And look, guys, like I said, I hate saying it 100 times, but I am not a light dude. I weigh 220 pounds, and I said it 3-4 times in the video. 220 pounds is a lot, guys. That's a lot of weight on a bike. So, of course, if I'm Michelle, which is like, I don't know, 130 pounds, 120 pounds, yeah, I'm gonna go really fast with the torque. It's gonna be super noticeable. And I can probably tackle those hills much faster than when I weigh 220 pounds. So you gotta think about your weight. You gotta put that in consideration with the torque. The torque is not magically gonna make you go faster because, you weigh, because you weigh 220 pounds. It's gonna take, that weight is gonna take into account and the performance of your bike. And we all know that with e-bikes. The more you weigh, the less faster you'll go, or the more mileage you burn. That's completely normal. Maybe some e-bikes don't do that. There's of course there's a double edge to that sword, and that's it. It compromises the battery. So I'm sure, like, yeah, you can go pretty fast or pretty torquey with some other e-bikes, but also it'll probably drain your battery pretty quickly because of the weight of you on the bike. So you got to take that into consideration, guys. I'm not trying to defend Super 73. I'm just stating the facts. Like, the weight makes a big difference in the performance of your ride. And that's the whole reason why I've been trying to lose weight too. Because I'm just tired of going like 30 miles, 31 miles top speed. The reason why I reached 32 miles just now is probably because I just lost 10 pounds. I used to weigh a lot more. So I've been trying to shed off some weight. So I lost 10 pounds, and probably because of the torque update as well. Probably the torque also helped a little bit with the performance. And the dual battery, of course. I'm sure another thing that drains the battery, of course, especially now with the update, is that the more I stop, the more battery I'm gonna burn. So at a full stop, I'll definitely notice that my battery's gonna burn much quicker because of the torque. So the more I fully stop and hit the throttle, the more it's gonna kill my battery. So we haven't burned 25% yet, but we're getting there. And for those that say, yo, the torque is not, there's no torque, I don't see any difference. It's really hard to catch it on camera. Like, unfortunately, the camera does not pick up the torque very, very much, because the torque is like 20% more than it used to be. So you don't notice it as much on camera. But when you're riding it, you definitely feel it. In fact, that stoplight where I was at, I was fully stopped. And usually, when I floor the throttle, I would just stay there for like 2-3 seconds, like barely moving. And then after the 4th, 5th second, I would start moving a little bit quicker and then pick up the speed. But I've noticed immediately that I just took off instead of just like kind of like going like 3-4 miles per hour in the first 2 seconds, 3 seconds, and then taking off. So there's definitely a little bit of a difference. It's enough to not see it on camera, but enough to feel it when you ride it. Another thing I noticed is going uphill is really great. I specified it in the video a lot. I made note of it for you guys to see. But that video where I did the comparison, the hill test, that was a really steep hill. That was a really, really steep hill. It wasn't like a small incline, guys. It was a steep hill. So right now, this is an incline right now, and I'm going 25 miles per hour. So that's pretty good. And this is an incline right here. Maybe the camera can't perceive it, but this is an incline, not a steep hill. Oh man, I was reaching for the horn here. I'm so used to my van move. I'm so used to reaching my horn in my van move here. I gotta get used to it on the right side. Right, we're gonna let this car pass here. Come on, go ahead. There we go, okay. Now we can go here, and we can go on Serrano Street, one of my favorite streets. This is another incline of a road. So handling pretty well. $21 miles. Yeah, that's pretty good for an incline. 21 miles. Not too bad, not too bad. Right, we are here in Griffith Park. Man, it feels good to be back in Griffith. We haven't done this in a while. Haven't done this in a long, long time. Okay, so we're starting to climb the hills. This is not a steep hill, this is just an incline. But we're starting to reach the steep hill. Okay, now it's becoming a steep hill. It's getting steeper. Okay, we're still maintaining 25 miles, 24 miles. This is a steep hill right now. We're going down a little bit. 24 miles, 23 miles. Staying at 24, it looks like. That's good. There's a bird scooter over there. Ooh, baby. That's a curb. All right, guys, the ultimate test is right here. The steepest hill of them all. Here we go. 17, 18, 19, 20. Wow. This is a steep hill, guys. I usually would have to pedal to help me go up this hill, but it's doing really good. 20, staying at 20 miles. Now it's slowing down a little bit. Okay, it's going back up to 20, 21. Yeah, this is a super, super steep hill. And it's really doing very well. All right, I think we reached the top of the mountain. There is Griffith. Cool, cool. All right, we reached it, guys. Wow. Look at all those flags. I guess these are all the people that died from COVID. Each flag in this installation represents a life lost to COVID-19 in LA. As of November 2nd of 2021. Wow. Well, this is just November 2nd. A lot of people. All right, guys, I think that's gonna be the end of the video. Like and subscribe, helps me out a lot, helps me be bigger, stronger, faster. And if you guys want a Super 73 of any model, any kind, there's a link down in the description below for 75 bucks off. Right now, I believe it's still 100 bucks off, but you gotta do it quick because I might change very soon. And it works for the ZX now and for the Malibu Super 73. Thank you so much, guys, for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.